A starting point for all coaching conversations should be, where have you got to in your thinking about this issue so far? And that just enables you to ground the issue. So therefore, if you're still trying to work out what the issue is, the goal for this session to begin with is to actually clarify the issue, to understand what's going on here. And then the goal, once you've done that, may be to actually find a way forward, what you want to do about it. And I think it's also very important to say that many coaches at the beginning think that the coaching session is about finding a solution for the client. It's not. It's about enabling the client to go away with a significant advance in their thinking. A very high proportion of the time, what the client wants is not a solution right now. What the client wants is to actually understand the issue enough that they can go away and work on their own solution. The moment that you feel that you've got to push them and to have a solution within the coaching session, you're actually taking away their freedom, you're controlling them. So it's important to see the difference between those two things. So if we put this into the context of goal setting and goal management, we can make a distinction between SMART goals, that's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely, as a process for goal setting, and the GROW model that most of you will have been taught, which stands for goals, reality, options and will. I'm smiling because sometimes we say it stands for get rich on waffle when it's used in the wrong way at the wrong time. But GROW is a process not for goal setting, but a process for goal management within a coaching conversation. But goal management is much wider than this. Goal management consists of a whole range of activities that take place in numerous coaching sessions over a period of time and in between. The goal management is not something that is done by the coach. The goal management is something that is done by the client. So before we get deeper into this, let's just be clear about the word goal. The dictionary definition of a goal is a boundary or limit. Now, I suspect that very few of you, if anybody who's listening to this, will want to put boundaries or limits on our clients. We want to help them to aspire to greater things. We don't want to constrain them. So how do we justify this? So what a goal does is to actually clarify and to produce a little subset of something that somebody wants to achieve. It's not the vision. It's not the big purpose that somebody has. The goal is something that we can work on, which is big enough to get your mind around, that you can approach as part of the becoming or the growing of that individual, the achievement of a bigger purpose in that individual. So we have to get the clarity between purpose and goal constantly clear in our mind. People who are very keen on goal setting and goal management, indeed all coaches have to have a competence in goal setting and goal management. Look at the arguments around it in many ways. The first one is that when you have a goal, it gives you a motivation to actually achieve the change that you want to achieve. And that, of course, improves your performance in many ways. They also point to the importance of SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and time-bound. But sometimes SMART goals can be dim goals, dysfunctional interventions by managers, things that somebody else has imposed upon you which are not actually relevant to what you want to achieve or the client wants to achieve. It's also important to say that the goals may be not just achievement goals, but learning goals. What do you want to achieve is different from who do you want to become, for example. So goals in the literature need to have a number of characteristics. They need to have clarity. So what actually does this mean? How will you know that you've got there? What does it look like? So it's simply expressed. They need challenge. They need to be challenging. Do they stretch you in an appropriate way? And stretch is one of those words which can be used in many different ways. But stretch goals are a phenomenon of recent years which actually may be more damaging in most cases than simple goals. And the reason for this is that stretch goals require two things to happen in order for them to be achievable. And the first of those two things in a stretch goal, and a stretch goal is something that takes you away out of your comfort zone, like putting a man on the moon, or achieving something which you don't know how you're going to do it. And a stretch goal has to, if it's going to be achievable, have the characteristic that you are riding on a wave of success. You have the energy to pull to this that comes from actually, I've achieved lots of other things. This is just one step. That's going to take me a bit further. So that's the first criterion. And the second criterion is that you have to have the support to deliver it. Now, what happens most of the time when organisations say, I'm going to set you a stretch goal, is that A, the person is failing or perceived to be failing, and B, there aren't the resources to enable them to actually achieve what they're going to achieve. If somebody has been set a really challenging goal, it has to be clear that they have those two resources. If they haven't got those, you as a coach have the role to help them build their resilience, build the track record so they do get the confidence to tackle the challenging goal, the stretching goal, and also to help them understand how they need to go and negotiate for the resources that will enable them to deliver that goal.